on a sunny and cool Thursday morning in Northeast Ohio or wherever you are. Hopefully you're getting great weather. Hopefully your day is off to an excellent start. I know mine is, so I hope yours is as well. If you don't do so already, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Adam the Bull. And if you're not a subscriber to the podcast, where you been? Where have you been? The Bullpen with Adam the Bull. We are now less than 280 subscribers from 10,000. Only 4.8% of all YouTube channels have 10,000 subscribers. And you all out there have helped get us to that number, or almost get us to the number of 10,000. So let's get the final 270 some odd subscribers to get to 10,000. The goal was to get there before the end of the month, and I'm feeling good that that's going to happen. We've got Max and Z producing today. If you've got a comment that you want to throw in, I will mention your comment. I will react to your chat comment in the YouTube chat right now. Thomas Day is the first chatter of the day, and he says, hey, Thomas, how are you? And Chris M says, hey, Adam, I usually have to watch you later, but I get to watch you on time today. Well, welcome, Chris. I'm glad you're able to be here this morning, and I hope everybody's doing great. And there's a lot to get to today. There really is. The Cavaliers right around the corner. I want to talk about the Cavs a little bit. I've been a negative Nancy about the Cavs because of the way last season ended. I've been very curmudgeonly about the season, but there is something about the Cavs who will start their season in 6 days that I am excited about. I'll get to that in a little bit. Also, I'll get to your comments in the chat. If you have a question, throw it in there. I'm going to start with the Browns in just a second, but I do want to say hi to David Wilkinson, who's here, the Popcorn MLG. And I'll read this question from Brown7350. It's maybe a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. Well, sometimes there are dumb questions. All right. If they were to fire Stefanski, do they have enough money to pay for another coach? I'm not sure how that works. That is not a dumb question, Brown7350. Some people might think that's a dumb question, but then you've lost perspective. My job is to be on top of sports. So for me, that's an easy answer to that question. But most sports fans, it's not your job to be in touch with, like, is the salary cap affected by the coach's number? So I don't think that's a dumb question at all. Now, if one of my fellow media members asked that question, then it would be dumb. But for fans, I don't think it's a dumb question at all. So the answer is no. Well, actually, the answer is yes. If they were to fire Stefanski, do they have enough money to pay for another coach? Yes. The salary cap has nothing to do with the coaching staff. The salary cap is only players. So whatever you're paying the coach is a non-factor, unless the owner can't afford to pay the coach personally, which obviously is not the case with any NFL owner, and certainly not the case with Jimmy Haslam. So, yes, they can pay another coach. They could pay another 5 coaches if Kevin Stefanski got fired. So that's easy answer for you there. Popcorn MLG. Now, I was not planning on talking about Ohio State, to be completely honest. So, and I always am. So, no, if you're looking for Ohio State talk, I'm not going to lie. Why am I saying that? Of course I'm not going to lie. If I say I'm not going to lie, that means I've occasionally lied. And I don't believe in lying to the audience. So, so no, I will not be talking about Ohio State. AFU Unleashed. Would you oppose a new National Women's Soccer League stadium on the site, or just any stadium in general, I suppose? Okay, now, this is way above my pay grade. If it's privately funded, then whatever they do with that land is fine with me. Without knowing financial ramifications, in a perfect world, I'd love to see the lakefront when they tear that stadium down and that whole area. You know, obviously, you got the Science Center and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is not going anywhere. In a perfect world, I'd love to see the airport and the stadium torn down. I'd love to see a boardwalk built down there, housing, cool places that young people would want to stay, because we need to get the population younger in Cleveland and in Northeast Ohio in general. restaurants, just really cool things, and to turn that entire lakefront around the Science Center and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame into a cool place to hang, a cool place to walk, and just something that people would come into the city and say, wow, look at that lakefront. That's awesome. That's the ideal situation for me. That has nothing to do with being anti a women's soccer team. I'm sure we could, put I'm totally on board with a women's soccer team. But I'd rather have now. But again, what do I know? I don't know how possible any of these things are. We've been talking about, or there's been talk about tearing down that airport forever. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, or even if it's easy, even if it's feasible at all. So, there you go. By the way, thanks to everybody, and as Z points out, that enjoyed the Sean King interview. It was really great talking with Sean, and had a little more time than we do on UCSS. And so, about 10,000 of you already in less than 24 hours, really like about 15 hours, have watched the Sean King podcast I did. So if you're not a subscriber already, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you check out the interview I did with Sean King yesterday. So it was fun talking to him, and his idea, which sounded crazy when he first presented it like a week or two ago. It sounded crazy and certainly unorthodox, but I think there's a lot of merit to it. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you watch the podcast I did with Sean King. Browns are playing the Dolphins this week. I'm probably crazy here, but I'll tell you right now, I'm actually picking the Browns to win. I don't know if my producer, Z, maybe slipped something into my drink before the show. But I am picking the Browns to win. You do not have to clean out your ears. I just think right now, as bad as the Browns are, they're not, and it's rare that we've been able to say this, the Browns are not as dysfunctional as their opponent. The Dolphins are a mess. Tua called out his teammates. He called out the coaching staff. Teammates were pissed. He had to apologize. And maybe this galvanizes that team, but I don't see it. They're coming on the road. And when you look, the Dolphins' offense is okay. Their defense is horrible. The Browns' offense is horrible. The only unit of the four that's really good is the Browns' defense. It's not amazing, but the Browns' defense is good. So I'm going to lean in that direction. And we'll bring Dustin in just a second. But I'm going to lean in the direction in this game of going with the Browns. At first, when I saw the point spread of 2.5 points, I was like, that's crazy that the Browns are favored. But as the week has gone by, as down as I am on the Browns, I still am more down on the Dolphins and the turmoil that's happening with that organization. We now bring Dustin Fox into the mix, and there he is. What's up, man?
So,
good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So let me tell you this.
Yeah.
Last week I totally screwed up and missed the podcast.
Yep.
Today, you know what happened today?
I have no idea.
I'm an hour behind. It's 8:00 here.
Where are you? I forgot.
I'm in Pensacola, Florida. Yes, but I'm on just a little bit on the opposite side of the time change. So it's 8:10 here.
Oh,
and so I had my dude. My alarm just went off.
Yeah.
And I looked at my phone. All these text messages. You guys are all calling me. I'm like, what the heck's going on?
Yeah.
It's 8:00. No, it's 9:00 on the East Coast. So anyway, hey guys, good morning.
That's funny. I had no idea that there were any parts of Florida, even in the Panhandle, that were in the Central Time Zone. Dude, I did not know that.
I totally forget. Like when I'm in Alabama, I remember that it could be an hour behind. But dude, I'm in Florida. When I'm in Florida, it's on the East Coast. So anyway, sorry about that.
So that's all right. So here we are. I was just getting into the fact that I don't think I've picked the Browns to win once this week, but once this year. But I'm leaning in that direction. I do think the Browns are going to win. And as I said before, I don't know how much you heard, but I'm like, the Browns are a mess. We know that. They're not a very good team, but they're at home. and they're actually less dysfunctional than the Dolphins because that situation is a mess right now. What say you on this game?
No, it's an absolute mess. As I'm learning to go through puberty here too. No, it is a mess. It's so crazy because the Browns probably shouldn't be favored against anybody. Like they probably shouldn't be favored against the Dolphins. However, the Dolphins are so dysfunctional right now. They lost Tyreek Hill. Tua just called out their entire team after the game last week. I think that they're ripe to be taken down. I think Mike McDaniel's probably going to get fired, right? Like he could get fired this week.
Absolutely. I think the loser of this game could get fired. It's certainly much more likely. I think Kevin Stefanski's case, it could be the start, the beginning of the end for him. Whereas I think if the Dolphins lose this game, there's a very good chance that Mike McDaniel gets fired tomorrow or Monday, whatever.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. The other thing is interesting too is I think this is the first chance to maybe see the Browns offense actually be able to put up some points, because the Dolphins defensively are absolutely terrible. So there'll be some opportunities here, I think, for Gabriel or Shador or whoever ends up playing a quarterback to make some plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think fair or not, and it's probably unfair, if Dylan Gabriel does not play well in this game, the calls will get very loud to play Shador Sanders, because the last 2 weeks, you're in England, it's his first game, and then you go to Pittsburgh. That's obviously hard. But this is at home against a team that's at least as bad, if not worse than you. And as you said, their defense is terrible. Their offense is okay,
terrible,
but their defense is terrible. There's no excuse. I don't care about the offensive line. We know how limited the Browns are, but there's no excuse for the Browns not being at least decent in terms of scoring points. This stretch that they've had, where they've gone, I believe it's 22 of their last 25 games scoring less than 20 points, which is just crazy. They haven't even scored 18 this year. They better score 20 points in this game. If they don't do it this week, when will it happen?
They have to. Dude, the total's 40 points.
I know.
And there's no snow in the forecast.
No, it's going to be perfect weather, I think.
No, I know. It's just crazy to think that the Browns offense is that bad that they I don't know. The team total's got to be like 19?
Do we have that, guys? The team total?
I don't know, man. It's got to be around that, right? Like 20 points, 19 points.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Browns are favored, so I mean, it's just
something along those lines.
It's by the way, the weather for Sunday, just to the weather for Sunday. Let's see, it's supposed to be. Oh, it is supposed to be rainy and 65 degrees, but there is supposed to be rain in the forecast. There is rain and wind in the forecast.
All right, ChatGPT, Adam. ChatGPT gave me a prediction.
Okay. What does it predict?
Browns win 17-13.
Yeah, okay, there we go. Browns team total. Okay, so ChatGPT thinks it's going to be 30 total points. Browns team total is 20 and a half. And that's amazing because the Browns haven't scored that much it's all season, not once. You'd think the under was a lock, but I kind of feel like they have to go over.
I mean, if the Browns defense actually cares and wants to play in this game, the Dolphins shouldn't be able to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, listen, A-Chain's really good out of the backfield, and we know Jalen Waddle can play. But Tua's been a mess. They don't really have anything else. Obviously, Tyreek Hill is hurt. So yeah, I mean, it's. I think the Browns are going. I think they're finally going to get their 20 points. I think they're going to win this game, like 20-10, something like that. I think it's. ChatGPT had 30 total points. I'm kind of with ChatGPT. I think it's going to be a 30.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are going to have a real hard time scoring in this game.
Here's what I would do though. If I was going to bet the Browns on this game, I would not even touch the 2.5. I'd lay the juice on the -145 or whatever it is, and take the money line, because the Browns. There's a good chance the Browns could win this game.
Yeah.
Some weird 16-14.
Right.
And not cover the spread, which would be fun.
Entirely possible. Browns are -150, at Bet Rivers as of the moment. The over-under up to the minute actually is just down to 39.5 now, which is just crazy to see an over-under under 40.
Well, ChatGPT thinks that's the best bet because, you got a 10-point cushion, essentially. They think it's going to be 30 points. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
ChatGPT isn't perfect.
No. Let's get to some fan comments here. Let's see. Slick as butter. What's your take on Munetaka Murakami? I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is?
No.
Is that name made up?
No idea.
I got to look this up. It's either made up or it's he's okay. I'd heard the name once before. But I don't know anything about him. He's a Japanese baseball player who's coming over to America this year. Folks, I mean, I love baseball. I appreciate that I'm your baseball aficionado, but I'm not up on the individual players in the Japanese league before they've come to America. So yes, now that I look it up, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that name that he might be coming over, but I'm not full of it. I don't know a thing about him. I haven't done, if he's in the mix for the Guardians or the Cubs, I'll probably pay closer attention. But I don't know anything about him at this point. But you know what? Since you asked about it, slick as butter, I will look into him more today. Thomas Day 802. Our new coach's name is Kevin Stinkfansky. Okay. Z says love the chat with Sean King yesterday. Thank you, Z. Thomas, I live in Tennessee now. When I came home to Warren, Ohio, passed through the Cleveland airport. Oh my God, that airport needs to be remodeled. They're in process. It's a bit of a mess right now.
They've been doing work on that. Adam, I think it's one of the worst airports in America.
But why is it so? But it's easy. It's never that crowded, so it's easy to get around.
It's getting better.
It's getting
to get
better.
around. It's getting better to get around, but it stinks from a standpoint of you can't get anywhere.
Well, but that's not the airport's fault. That's yes, it's frustrating.
Okay. I'm not. Okay. The infrastructure is getting better.
Yeah.
But the fact that they don't have a hub here anymore,
right?
They don't fly anywhere direct.
Yeah,
Cleveland's a big city, dude. Like we fly nowhere. Yeah, I got to go to Charlotte, Atlanta, or Chicago to go anywhere.
Yeah, you really can. For the most part, there's obviously a few exceptions, but the only place you can conveniently get to direct are Boston, New York, and Chicago. That's it. There's a couple of flights directly to Florida here and there, but Boston, New York, Chicago are really the only places you can easily get to direct.
Atlanta. Charlotte. That's it.
Yeah. Let's see. DJ Aaron Lee. Why, oh, why must they always suck so bad? The season was over before it started. Might as well let Sanders play. There's always next year. Finch's Productions, 82 total scored for the year. That is amazing that they have 82 points in 6 games. It is the worst in the league. Deep Sea Sleeping. Would bringing back Dorsey be good? That's not happening.
Dorsey's not coming back.
No, and I think he means John Dorsey, not Ken Dorsey.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. All right, let's get into the Cavs here for a little bit, Dustin, because the season starts in 6 days. And our buddy Mikey McNuggets has been at the Cavs preseason game in Cleveland. I think he went to 1 game. And he has a really good feel for this team. And he was telling me yesterday that the Cavs in the regular season are planning to not full court press, but they're planning with their second and third tier players, guys from like Lonzo Ball down, Craig Porter, Dean Wade, all those like players 5 through 6 through 10. That when those guys are on the court, they're going to pick up half court as soon as the other team crosses the midcourt stripe. They're picking up playing, and the Cavs are really working to avoid. You know how they got killed in the playoffs with like switches?
Yes.
that's something they're working on to try to alleviate some of their defensive issues in the playoffs, and which end up getting to either Darius or Donovan in tough defensive situations. So, listen, I feel like with the Cavs, call me in the playoffs before I'm going to get too excited. But I'll be interested to watch, how different the defense looks, and if Lonzo Ball can stay healthy, I am excited to watch him play because he's an old school player. Like he's a Jason
He
Kidd
is,
type
and
of player.
he's a really talented guy
Yeah,
that is so unique in terms of his skill set, his athletic ability for that position. It's unlike anything we have in the game right now.
yeah.
But he can't stay healthy. That's the problem. And it is funny that now like I don't even think about LeVar Ball anymore with Lonzo.
I know.
Remember like back in the day, it was like, oh,
Oh God.
I don't want the headache of having the baggage
Right,
around.
right,
It's
right.
like, dude, this guy's established himself as a really good player in the
Yeah.
NBA when he's healthy, you know.
Yeah, I took a shot at his dad the other day just because he was such a pain in the butt. But yeah, he's I don't know if he's calmed down or we're just not paying attention to it anymore. But just let your kids do the thing. Don't steal their shine. But whatever. Yeah, and you're not even worried about that at this point. But I mean, the way he passes the ball is really pretty sweet. I don't know. I'm excited to watch him play. And I think we're hoping against hope maybe that he's going to stay healthy. They've got to be very careful. In the end, no matter how careful you are with him, he still may get hurt. But it's a huge but. But if they have him for the playoffs, it could be, a different ball game. He could be the difference from these last couple of years. His ability to, because like some of these other teams, they have guys like that. That's a jack of all trades that could do a little of everything. And the Cavs don't really have that guy with size that could like do all aspects of the game well, pass, rebound, play some defense, score, and you don't have to he doesn't have to be a huge part of the offense. They have to run offense for him necessarily, and he's facilitating other guys, and it could give DG and Donovan breaks in terms of handling the ball. But the whole season you're holding your breath, hoping that he could stay healthy. Guys, can you put the schedule up there again? You just had it up there. I just want to see that again because there we go. You start against the Knicks, so they start with a New York trip, Knicks and Nets, right? So let's hope that the guys don't get in trouble spending 3 days in New York. Not this team, and then the home opener, of course, on Sunday against the Milwaukee Bucks. Are you excited to watch regular season hoops?
I am. I'm excited. I actually last night fell asleep watching the Mavericks and Lakers preseason game that was on ESPN, and it was some bad basketball in the second half
Yeah,
because they were playing most of the backups, but no, it was fun to actually watch some hoops and start to kind of think that, man, we're here.
yeah,
Where's the year gone, by the way? Because I feel like we just started the football season, and yet
yeah,
it's the middle of October. Maybe
yeah,
because the Brown season is pretty much over, and the way that the Guardian season ended, it stunk. So I'm sort of looking forward to the basketball season. We have our season tickets. I'm looking
yeah,
forward to going to a bunch of games. Like, I don't know. It's kind of something that I don't think I've ever been this excited this early for the Cavs to play because the other teams in town stink right now.
yeah. Well, the Guardians will stink, but they're mediocre. The Browns stink.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
well,
eh,
and it stunk how they ended the
yes,
season after the
yes,
great comeback and then to whimper
yes.
out, you know.
I agree. Cavs have the second best odds to win the title at plus 700. Obviously, they're the favorites in the East. I think the Knicks are the second choice in the East, I believe. The over-under is 56.5. It's just it's hard for me to get too excited about the regular season. I am getting myself excited to see some new things about the Cavs, to see them play some old school defense, to see them with an old school player like Lonzo Ball. But there's part of me that's like, I can't get too excited because they were started 15-0 last year. They had a great season, and then it came crashing down with a terrible early postseason loss. I just don't want to go through that again emotionally of being so confident going into the playoffs and then falling on their face. But, Indiana obviously is taking a big step back. Boston's taking a big step back this year. Both those teams with the massive injuries. that will, it's really it's like the Cavs and the Knicks and I mean, who else? Who's the third best team?
The Magic.
I guess, right? Detroit.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I think the Magic.
So
what are the odds?
The Cavs are. I'm looking at Bet Rivers right now. The Cavs are plus 225 to win the East. The Knicks are plus 350. The Magic, you were right, are third at plus 500. Then the Hawks and Pistons plus 900. The Sixers plus 1,200. The Celtics are plus 1,600, which looks bizarre. Same for the Bucks. The Pacers, who are one win away from a title, are plus 4,000. So, I mean, the East might be really bad outside of a couple of teams.
No, we couldn't be in a better spot though, right? I mean, in terms of like the path to actually getting to the finals.
Yeah.
It's there.
My God. Yeah.
If they don't make the finals, you said it, Adam. If they don't make the finals, this is a disaster.
If they don't make the finals this year, you got to break something up. There's never been a clearer path for a non-LeBron team, a non-LeBron Cavs team to make it to the finals. Never. Probably in the history of the franchise, or at least the modern history of the franchise, for them to get to the finals. They got to do it. In the West, obviously the defending champion Thunder are the favorites at plus 125. The Nuggets plus 450. The Rockets are plus 800. The Lakers plus 800. The Clippers and the T-Wolves are plus 1,000. And the Warriors are plus 1,400. So there you go. So, again, NBA season starts on Tuesday. The Cavs play their first game on Wednesday. And the Cavs play their home opener a week from Sunday. Let's get some more comments from the fans before we say goodbye for the day. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. Crataspot says they need to do some Gabriel design runs. D Hoops or D Hops Cat says Cavs have great depth. Tyson, Porter, Proctor are legit. I do want to see more of Jalen Tyson this year, Dustin. I liked him last year. When they were playing poorly in the playoffs, I thought they should have given him some minutes. They never did, and Proctor obviously is a rookie. So, yeah, there's some interesting guys there. And Porter is really, the guy was completely off the radar. His game has really stepped up.
I mean, he can shoot the lights out, too. I mean, Tyson, I like his energy off the bench.
Yeah.
Porter can be instant offense. Proctor don't know enough about. I'm sure Mikey McNuggets will have 17 breakdowns for us before the season begins.
Oh, yeah.
So that'll be, I'm kidding. He's actually the best in the business of doing that.
Yeah.
But no, I'm looking forward to it.
Slick as Butter says, I'm thinking of maybe playing Lonzo about 50 to 60 games this season. Then if we make it to the playoffs, play him heavy because we'll need a playmaker. Kim says, Bull, is it not good enough to have a team that wins consistently? It's an interesting question. Yes. You know what? Maybe I should look at it that way. It was fun.
You're a fan of the Bengals. You should know.
What? What do you mean?
They win consistently, but they don't win enough.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. Yes, obviously since Burrow, they win consistently, but
yeah, if Burrow was on the field, you'd expect to win every game he plays.
Yes. But ultimately, you want to win that championship, and you don't want to. It sucks when they get because it builds when they're great in the regular season. It's fun. I didn't think I'd be excited to watch the Cavs in the regular season last year. I ended up being excited to watch the Cavs, especially when they play a good team. When they play, it's just like Ohio State. Like when Ohio State plays, when I know there's no way they're going to lose, I'm not interested in the game because that's not exciting. That's always been my big beef with college football. Has been there's too many games where I know who's going to win. And I get it. Sometimes that doesn't happen. But overall, there's too many games when you know who's going to win. And so when the Cavs play a good team in the regular season, I am going to get excited. And yes, for some people, it is good enough to win consistently. But the regular season that the Cavs had last year built up their expectations so high that you couldn't help but be disappointed when it ended in, ultimately in failure because they didn't win the playoffs. But I get it. It's just like the argument with the Browns. There are some fans that would rather the team be just decent like the Steelers every year, even if there may not be a great path to winning a Super Bowl, just so you get entertaining football each week. I get it. People come from different perspectives on that. Let's see. Z says, Raptors, baby. They're going to be much better. This is the Raptors. Are they going to be much better? The Raptors are plus 5,000 to win the Eastern Conference, which is tied for 10th. So, according to Bet Rivers, the Raptors and Heat will be battling for the last spot in the play-in in the Eastern Conference. Patrick's asking about the Survivor Pool prize. I actually don't know what the prize is. I'll have to find out. And Kim, again, when talking about the Cavs, says, when I was a child, we watched Price, Doherty, Nance, Ron Harper, Craig Elo. Guys, we have a great team. Winning an NBA championship is hard. Appreciate what we have and root for them. Okay, that's fine. If you want to feel that way, I get it. And that team was fun to watch back in the day. Are you okay with that, Dustin? Are you okay just appreciating the team? And if they win, they win. They don't, because it's hard? Or no?
No. I mean, I guess I'll appreciate more if they make it to the finals and they actually like put up a fight. Let's say they lose in game 7 or game 6 of the NBA finals and it's a tight series and they played their ass off. I can accept that.
Sure.
But I can't accept the team not getting there. I can't accept the team getting to the finals and getting swept. Like, those are the things that I just can't accept.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah. Somebody said, or who was it the other day? There was some NBA guy. Oh, it was Carmelo Anthony and Tracy McGrady talking about Evan Mobley being an MVP candidate, and I just don't see it. Like, his points would have to go up like 10 points per game. I know he's a good defensive player, but, I mean, he's nowhere to be found in terms of the MVP odds. SGA is plus 225, Jokic plus 250, Doncic is plus 350. Isn't that amazing? That all these, like, 4 of the top 5 odds for MVP are foreign-born players.
It's going that way these days. I mean,
Yeah.
the
Actually,
international
all 5
game is great.
I'm sorry, all 5. I thought SGA was American, but he's actually Canadian. I forgot about that. So
Did Z tell you that?
What's that?
No, did Z tell you that?
No, I looked it up. I was like, am I? Because in my mind, I was like, I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's American, but I'm like, I better look that up. And he's born in Toronto. So your top 5 MVP candidates.
Yeah.
All,
I don't know. I feel like the European game is what has really taken over the NBA.
Yeah. I mean,
Don't
no
you
doubt.
think? I mean, I think that they play better basketball. They, like, I don't know. Growing up over there, I feel like they teach better fundamentals.
Yeah.
And the game is actually like real basketball. We play a lot of street basketball, AAU stuff in the States.
Well, it's a lot of, youth basketball is a lot about just playing and not practicing, and every hype video I see on like Instagram is about like humiliating your opponent, and I don't know. I guess that's part of the basketball deal, but I don't care for that, especially with the young kids. I don't know why people like put out videos of a young kid embarrassing another kid playing basketball. That's weird to me. Finally, B. Skrill says, Austin Hedges is officially the Guardians company man. Yes, much to my chagrin, the Guardians have re-signed Austin Hedges to a 1-year, $4 million contract with, I think, another $500,000 in incentives. They don't spend anything except on Austin Hedges. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I'll be back on live following the Browns game with the Dolphins, hopefully celebrating the 2nd win of the year. Until then, we'll talk to you next time in the bullpen. Bull and Fox here with Bet Rivers. See you, everybody.